Good to see you, bro. Wonderful
Likewise,
to see you.
as always, likewise.
Tara Sutaria, welcome to the show.
Thank
Very
you
first
so
time.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the young Panday.
Thank you.
Full part you. Well, I've got to ask you this. I believe your mum was a trained opera singer, then you took after her. Is that true?
That is true.
You want to tell me the Sutaria story then?
Oh my goodness. So my mom's Parsi, and I believe that the Parsis are very into Western classical and opera and things like that.
Zubin Mehta.
Oh my God, legend, love him. So we've been singing our whole lives. I have a twin sister as well, so we sing, we dance, and it's just part of who we are.
Cool. And do you remember the first time you ever got on stage and sung?
I do.
Yeah?
It was at the NCPA, and I was 6 years old. It was a French opera, and everyone else was French, and I think my twin sister and I were the only Indians in that opera.
Have you guys heard her sing some opera or something?
Oh, yeah. In fact, just last night.
Yeah, last night for the first time.
I've actually seen a YouTube video of yours which has gone viral, which is you singing Phantom of the Opera.
That is actually a very old video. And
So
I don't
what?
really sound like that anymore.
Are you saying you're better?
I would hope so. I would really hope
That's
so.
the one. You're on camera.
Oh dear, I forgot about that.
Get used to it. The radio guys are going to make you sing all
I know,
day.
I've been told.
So whether it's Lag Ja Gale, which also you do a great version
thank
of,
you.
or whether it's Phantom of the Opera.
Thank you very much.
So just do us two lines, couple of lines.
my goodness.
Nobody else is going to make you do this.
We believe
That I
in you.
guarantee you. Nobody's going to get you to sing Phantom of the Opera.
Is your
That is
voice that
true,
open in the
actually.
morning?
It isn't, which is why I was like,
Oh, okay.
Some exercise.
Oh, so you were exercising your vocal cords. How
well,
cool is that?
I wish I did this morning, but I didn't. Right, so what would you like me to sing?
Something from Phantom of the Opera.
Okay, I'll sing two lines.
Yeah, let's go.
It's one of my favorite songs. It's called Think of Me. Okay. Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye. Remember me once in a while, please. Promise me you'll try.
Wow.
Wow. You could be sitting in an opera house anywhere in Paris and it could be
Oh.
anybody there.
Oh my
How
God.
cool is that?
Thank you.
And you, madame, went to Paris and you were part of the Le Ball.
Yes, I was.
How cool is that?
That was pretty
So you have to
cool,
tell people the history of that and how you managed to get there. And it was you and your cuz, right?
Yeah, it was my brother Ahan.
Yeah.
So actually, when we got the email, someone emailed my mom, and we thought it was a prank. So when my mom told me, I was like, no mom, like stop taking these things seriously, and if it's not real, I'm gonna feel so bad and stuff. But actually it happened to be real, and we did like true caller and stuff. So this woman from Paris, Ophelie, she's in charge of the ball. So yeah, there were 20 girls from all over the world, and everyone was like under 22 and above 16 years of age, and it was a lot of fun. We ballroom danced, we took a lot of pictures, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
One for the family album.
Yeah.
Now, I know, I don't want to give you any spoilers of the film, so I'm not even going to ask you whether Will Smith features in Student of the Year 2, but did you hang with Big Will?
Very briefly. We didn't really get a
So
chance.
what
to
was
sort
your
of,
first impression or whatever? Yeah.
Well, it just felt like God sort of entered our studio because, there was so much build-up before he walked in. Like his security guys, then his managers, then his film crew. And then our director on said, okay guys, stand by.
I know.
He's
It's so
coming.
scary.
So like our hearts started racing, and then suddenly when he came, it was just like there was this aura surrounding him. It was amazing. I mean, we've grown up to this guy's movies and his
Oh my
music.
God.
And we can't say enough for what an amazing human being he is.
For
So
sure.
warm
so
and,
warm and lovely.
kind.
Yeah.
So I had a moment, he was here for Bright for the premiere of the Netflix film. And my hand started shaking because I wanted to do a picture with him, and he held my hand
Wow,
and
that's
did a
so
selfie.
sweet. That's so
so
cool.
And I was like, wow!
So nice.
That's so
yeah.
sweet,
God,
man.
what a
It's
guy.
amazing.
So here are you. I mean, I see these wonderful videos, and I'm so glad you do it. You just get out maybe of your house in the lawn, and you do these Chris Brown videos and things like that.
Yeah.
So whose idea, man? Yeah.
I get a lot of messages from my fans, and they like to get an inside sneak peek of my rehearsals. So I started just doing these covers on, different popular songs that are, in, and sometimes even old songs. Like recently I did Deewana Hai Dekho from K3G.
Yeah.
And that got a pretty nice response. So that was fun, yeah.
So I believe Kejo knows you since you were 2 2 or whatever.
Yeah, maybe younger.
So
I think it was there when I was born.
you know, there are friends of your dad's who would be like friends of your dad's, and
Yeah.
there'd be friends of your dad's who were your friends.
Yeah.
So which category does Karan come in?
I think Karan is now my friend. I would like to believe that, because it's weird, because now like people used to party with my parents and now they're like, oh my god, we're partying with you. So that's a really weird feeling. And like now I don't get to call people like auntie, uncle. They're like, no, you have to call us by our names and we want to be young and all. So yeah, I think they're now my friends.
and Puneet, your director,
Yes.
he I believe he wanted to be an actor at one point in time.
You know, I actually didn't know that till very recently, and I so believe that, and then we went online and we did research and we found all of these articles. Oh my god, it was epic. So yes, he did want to be an actor.
He's actually in K3G.
He is.
Yeah, he
with
is.
Hrithik Roshan.
You
With
know
Hrithik
Hrithik's
sir,
introduction when he's playing cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
bowler.
The bowler who
is-
gives that tough look is
I have to
That's
go do
Puneet
I have to do
Malhotra.
a look-see again.
Yes, you must.
There's this song where Hrithik is doing that, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
What
Is
is
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that-
Oh my god, I haven't
Vande
seen it.
Mataram,
Vande
huh?
Mataram.
Yeah, yeah,
In
So
the
Puneet has a
opening.
passing shot. Hrithik thinks that's
Shah Rukh
Rukh
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
So
That's Puneet?
Yeah.
Why did I not know this?
No.
Wow.
I'm having
Easy,
an
huh?
epiphany.
He's there in the film quite a bit.
And most actor turned directors like to act it out and tell you. Is he like that, or is he just do your own thing? Yeah. Bit of both.
He's kind of both.
Yeah, he's kind of a
both,
mix.
Stand
Yeah.
out, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But must be fun hanging with a director who's like more your age,
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh yeah.
Like Sabir was always Sabir sir to you.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the other directors you work
I mean,
with.
initially Puneet was also Puneet sir to me, and for some reason he kept calling me sir. And this and that. So,
It's like whenever Varun tries to touch Alia's feet, she now started returning it.
Oh really?
Oh
That's cool.
god.
But yeah, it was really comfortable. Like the three of
Yeah.
us were. It felt like more than a a teacher apprentice relationship. Is more like a buddies and
Yeah,
like friends
like
and
pals.
pals.
Yeah, for sure.
How cool. So what's my favorite Chunky Panday movie would be where he does Aakhri Pasta and Houseful, and Babban, which is Anil Kapoor's friend in Tezab. You know, when they play it on TV,
Yeah.
I always go back to it.
it.
Yeah. So what's your favorite
Probably
Chunky film?
Aankhe. I love Aankhe because I love David Sir's films, those masala films. I found it really funny, and Govinda Sir and him have such good like romance and chemistry. So I love Aankhe, and I love Houseful.
And I saw a video where you actually told us his real name.
Yeah, his real name.
What's
You know what Tiger's real name?
Jay.
Does it-
Jay Hemant.
Jay
Oh.
Hemant Shroff, yeah.
No prizes for guessing that one.
Yeah. But my
Do people
dad's real
still-
name is Suyash.
Suyash.
Yeah.
Suyash?
Suyash.
Yeah.
Oh,
Suyash?
cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun fact.
Oh, I didn't know
And what is it? I mean, how did they become Chunky? And your uncle is
Chicky.
Chicky.
Yeah.
Was it your grandmom or your granddad or what?
Actually, there was a nanny when my dad was really young, and he was a little on the plumper side, so they kept his name Chunky.
So is Deanne ma'am related to Chunky sir or is Chicky?
Chicky.
related?
So
Okay,
Chicky,
okay.
Chunky are
And
brothers,
Deanne. Oh, okay,
and yeah,
okay.
Deanne is Chicky's wife.
You need to do a background family check.
We
on
know,
all your
yeah,
names.
I'm pretty bad with.
But that's cool. But do you still get called Jay? I mean, does anybody call you Jay on this planet? Your
No,
teachers or
ever
something?
Since school, people used to call me Tiger,
Yeah.
and then I officially changed my name to Tiger.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah.
Okay, I just love both the songs which are out, and you guys have just done such a stellar job.
Thank you.
Who would have thought you two ladies would match up to this guy with your cool
tried.
moves?
Yes.
But I get the feeling, I mean, you enjoyed the Javani song, obviously, but I get the feeling that you like the whole Indian routine a lot
Oh,
more.
for
yeah?
sure.
Because we didn't get to do that in the rest of the film. I think we were dying to do something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and it was like a big sort of like a rap party for our film.
I think
the
since
last
we
initial.
saw Alia do Radha, we
Yeah.
were like, oh my god, we need a song like this. We need to wear those lehengas and we need to just do our full on
Very
masala.
dharma.
Yeah,
And
very
in
dharma.
my head, I was Hrithik for some reason. Like, I thought I was Hrithik from Boli Chudiya.
You actually
I
like.
was visualizing
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
had
I like the
That
fact that you've
vibe.
just got that one button on.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, your churidar or whatever you, band gala. What is it they're wearing, man? What is it? Band gala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you can say
It's
half
just-
Salman, half Hrithik.
Full tiger, bro.
Full
Full
tiger.
tiger.
That's right. That's right.
So let's talk about Aditya Seal. He's not here, and I remember meeting him for an interview for one film that he did, and he was all bearded and a lot older and things like that. And I was like,
Rani
oh,
jeans,
yeah,
Tum
that's the
Bin.
same guy.
Bin.
Tum Bin 2.
Two.
It was. So I believe he's doing a fair amount of martial arts. Is that it, or is
He's
he?
always been into martial arts, and we train together quite often as well. And I think one of the primary reasons why he got casted was because of his physicality and his talent in that sense, because they wanted, the jock of the school to be of a certain physicality and stature, and obviously me being, the outsider or being the underdog, so somebody who could sort of overpower me in a way.
And I know the sister is a dancer. So
Yes.
did you also take like dance classes? Did you do ballet and things like that?
I've been doing ballet since I was 5. So that makes it how many years now? I'm really bad at math. But yeah, it's been about 15.
Never reveal your
You
age.
just gave your age.
You just gave your age away.
Okay, that's okay.
That's
It's
cool.
2018. It's
Real.
fine if actresses can do that, I
2019.
think, now. 2019. Wow, see, I'm bad with
That
numbers.
must be
I
hard on the
really am.
toes. Like ballet is hard on the toes, isn't it?
It
It's like
is,
it's
it
like
is.
that.
Can you
But
show
it's-
us? Can you show us?
No. No.
But is it more the singing thing or more the dancing thing?
I've
What was the
always
vibe?
been, singing is my first love. So more than dancing, I think.
And you're going to get a lot of opportunities to sing. I believe that people are already aching for you to sing
Yes,
on this
I
one.
look
Yeah?
forward to doing it in my next. Yeah.
Okay, student of the year 2, what's your character like?
I think my character is very. I think people don't expect. Like, she's a surprise. I think she's very. What she feels she is. She's very expressive, and that in that way she's very similar to how I am. And she's very loud. She doesn't take no for an answer, and she's very competitive and very headstrong. So I
Basically
love
Ananya.
that. Basically me.
I love that scene where you're spray painting a cycling a princess.
Princess.
Who's your dialogue writer? Was that something that came out of Puneet's head?
Well, Puneet, and there's one more person. I don't know his name.
I think it's Arshad.
Arshad.
Yeah,
Arshad.
Arshad, yeah.
Arshad sir is the dialogue writer.
So that's a cool line. That is so cool. It's okay.
Thanks, you. Thanks for that.
But that was a really that's a defining moment for your character.
Yeah,
huh?
I felt really cool.
So gutsy and cool, yeah. So what's she like? What's your lady like?
Mia is not exactly like how I am, but she is definitely. I think what we have in common is that she's very independent. She makes her own decisions. She doesn't really lean on anyone for anything. She's strong, and she makes a couple of mistakes, which most young people do. But she learns from them. She redeems herself. So I think that's Mia.
And what does your character do in between kissing both these ladies together in a song?
That's good.
Whose idea was that? Is what I want to know.
Puneet
Puneet
Malhotra. I mean,
Malhotra.
that's a no-brainer.
Only one person.
So you
can
get
do that.
kissed by both of them.
So, yeah, lucky my
Lucky
character.
you.
Lucky your character.
Lucky tiger.
Nothing like Tiger in reality, that's for sure. So lucky me.
Yeah, I
But,
heard one of you ladies say that he's quite the naughty one. Naughty
Both
was
of
the
us.
He is
Actually,
absolutely.
yeah,
Both said
yeah.
that. Yeah, he is.
He's naughty.
brother. The reputation is slowly turning.
But it's good.
In a
High
good
time,
way.
I think.
Needle masala.
Yeah.
So the character, yeah.
So the character, well, Rohan's a very happy-go-lucky, loving guy, and he's, he's sort of the kind of guy who would do anything for, his dream at the moment. And certain instances, certain situations in the film sort of make him realize that, it's important to live for others, but it's more important to live for yourself, and it's
Fulfill
you
your
first,
dreams.
fulfill your dreams, yeah.
And I know you went to Besson Montessori initially in your primary, and then where did you go to school? Till you went to school.
And then I went to ASB. Ananya and I were neighbors actually.
yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah, he would play football on the field and all the girls would go and see, and he had his long hair that time.
yeah.
And I visited his school actually, and all the trophies were like Tiger Shroff, Tiger Shroff, Tiger Shroff.
Well, another actress friend of his called Shraddha said she had a big crush on him during school.
I think it's the other way
He said
around.
no way around, no way, and this and that. So I think she just played him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. She-
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, because you always said that it's me. You know,
Yeah,
it's nice.
yeah.
No, I used to kind of like him. He was very quiet in school and things like that. So what was he back then? I mean, neighbors, yeah?
I didn't meet him ever in school.
Yeah.
Actually, the one time that I met him was when my mum sent me to his house to ask for some filmy advice, and I entered, and he was sitting in a full split on the floor, and I was like, okay, Tiger, like, what do I do? How do I become an actor? And he was like, you can't eat ice cream. You have to get up at 4 in the morning.
advice. I told
You
you,
gave me, but you
discard
gave
that.
me, yeah, he scarred me. I feel I was like, oh my god, should I become an actor? Because you were like, you have to get up at 4 in the morning. You have to do this.
Nobody
this
does
class.
that. Nobody does that.
Tiger does that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Tiger
why
does.
Tiger.
Akshay
is
Kumar does that.
Yeah.
So, you were doing these musicals and, singing opera and doing
Yeah.
ballet. And
Yeah.
Did the film line ever hold your fancy, or was it like
It did when I was in my late teens, I think, when I was in college and things like that. I was doing musical theatre, so acting was definitely on my mind. I was singing more than I was acting, of course, but I think when I grew a little older, when I reached my 20s, and now I'm a little older, so it's definitely caught my fancy, as you can see, and I can't wait to just do more and more work.
And you wanted to be one in
Always.
in your mom's tummy.
I've always been a filmy bacha for sure. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do some last few general questions before we wrap. We're doing a campaign called Run with Radio 1. What's your cardio routine like? Do you run on the treadmill? Do you do short sprints? Do you run at all, or do you do other forms of cardio? Pilates or this and that?
I'm more of a walker. I don't run, but I do Pilates. Yeah. That's my form of exercise.
And your walk would be what? How many stretches? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or what? Or you just
5 minutes? No.
Dude,
but
you're blessed. That means you have high metabolism. How cool is that?
Lucky you, yeah.
What, she can wolf down food and...
Oh, she eats like a beast. Yeah, it doesn't show. I don't know how she
I
does
can
that.
drink water and put on weight. Well, lucky you. So, Run with Radio 1, do you run at all? If so, outside,
I used
treadmill?
to, but I felt like I was losing too much weight, so now I just dance all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what style would that be now? You wouldn't
Now
be doing
it's
ballet all the time.
street jazz, mostly street jazz and Bollywood, of course.
Is that what your sister does too, you know?
It is.
Street
She
jazz.
actually teaches ballet and jazz, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's your twin.
Twin sister.
So you guys sneeze together in different...
We actually do strange things together, but we're fraternal, so she's very different.
Yeah,
to
they're
how
very
I am. Yeah.
So in that aspect, she's saying princess and taking the piss out of you. You must be very used to, considering how you grew up with your sister at the same
Oh,
house.
yeah. I mean,
Quite scarred.
bruised, battered. I mean, I couldn't really, challenge her. She had the presence.
She had the chops.
Yeah.
She's a
So,
fighter.
so what's the cardio routine like amongst all the fitness stuff that you do? Do you run at all? And if so,
I
how
run
many?
away
What
from my
bus?
sister. Yeah. I do. But I do run every now and then. I mean, if we have an early call time, then probably I have a treadmill in my room. That's one of my most prized investments. So I probably I run about 5 kilometers before shoot.
5 kilometers, and
Yeah.
you would do that at what speed? Like gradual or
Very
sprinting?
gradual, around 9-10 kilometers per hour.
And what's your advice to people who run?
Just make sure you have the right shoes on, because running isn't the best thing for your knees.
Spoken like
Unfortunately.
a pro. Spoken like a pro. Okay, we have a campaign called Heal the World. How do we save?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he's a Michael
Both
Jackson.
of them.
I'm
She's a
obsessed.
huge Michael
Yeah.
Jackson fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them.
But to me, the Earth song is better than the Heal the World, because that's like more Earth. You remember Earth song?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
Ah.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love that part. I know that.
Can you sing that note for us? I think you would do that really well.
I think you would be doing the Earth song well.
Really well.
So this is how do you save the environment? For example, in my place, we've banned plastic. So what are you guys doing individually? Whatever. It could be saving water, electricity, whatever. What are you doing?
I think saving water for sure. I think shorter shower periods. I feel like, you once you enter the shower, you just feel like singing and just like chilling, but like limit your time while having a bath, I feel. For sure.
What do you do to save the planet? You or your family?
I'm actually, my family and I we're restricting the use of plastic completely. We're trying our best. So that's one thing that we're doing right now.
Tiger.
So, like both of them said, and to add to that, I'd like to say that, it's very important to, since we were talking about Michael Jackson, be the man in the mirror and
Gonna
take
make
a look at
change.
yourself and make that change. And you've got to make that change within you before you change the planet and others. So, if, for example, if you're, using your geyser, make sure you switch it off, or make sure you don't
Yeah.
keep it on for too long. Or if you're not using a certain room, then you can switch all the lights
Lights,
off.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
And people in big fancy cars throwing stuff out on the road.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay, travel destination that you've been to and you've gone, whoa, I love this place. Where?
I recently went to Palermo in Italy.
What's so great about it?
It's just beautiful. I think every corner is just so beautiful.
Is this in the Amalfi Coast?
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
one?
no.
Okay,
It's the
Palermo.
capital of Sicily. So I'm not very good at geography, but yeah.
It's an island, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a-
so I went
the
there for a
Sicilian.
photo shoot and I just realized that, oh my god, every corner over here is so beautiful and so clean. And yeah, so I think it was beautiful. Yeah,
You know, the mafia was from Sicily? Like the
yeah it
Godfather?
was. Yeah, The Godfather, yeah.
Wow.
Not saying you ran into
There was a
anyone.
lot of Godfather merchandise there, actually. Yeah.
So a travel place you went to and you just said, wow, this is so cool.
I think that would be Paris for the music, the romance, and the people.
Oh, have you been to the Opera House there?
I have a few years ago.
Lovely.
Yep.
Tiger, where have your travels taken you?
Well, I love the water. I love the beaches. So I'd say Maldives. And recently I shot for a film with Yash Raj and Hrithik sir, and we had gone to Portugal. And Portugal is quite a beautiful place.
You went to Lisbon? Yeah.
I went to Lisbon and I went to Serra da Estrela or something like that.
So what,
And,
just beach bummed or dived?
Sesiembre, is that what? Sesembra, yeah.
Did you dive in the Maldives? People normally dive.
Yeah. I dive, but I prefer snorkeling. I don't like all that equipment on me. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I love the fish, so no pun intended.
So, so who's your BFF and why?
Who's my BFF and why? I have
Could be in the
two,
movies or outside, anyway.
Suhana and Shania, and I think I've grown up with them, so they both are my Charlie's Angels.
So they're like your 2 a.m. call, yeah?
Yes, or 4 a.m., 5 a.m., any
And do they
AM.
kick your butt if you're not doing the right thing? Yeah, they do that?
Kick me everywhere, I think. Yeah, no. They're my reality check for sure. Yeah.
Yes, Tara, your BFF
My
and why?
BFF forever will be my twin sister Pia. 2 a.m., 4 a.m., any a.m. She's there for me.
Any other reason? You gotta give me a reason.
I mean, I think it's just the twin connect. I think you can't get a stronger connection.
The
than that.
sneezing.
That's the sneezing,
together.
man. It's just the sneezing.
Tiger, your BFF and why?
Probably my sister, because I can tell her anything and she wouldn't tell on me, or she always has my back.
Lovely.
I think my sister's going to feel bad. Okay, Raisa, you too.
Lest we forget. My last question. What is your favorite decade? And you have to tell me why it's your favorite decade. Could it be because of the fashion, because of the music, whatever, yeah?
Can I start?
Yeah.
I'll say the 80s, when it was the Thriller era, and when Michael Jackson first moonwalked on this planet.
I'm an old soul. I like the 50s for Fred Astaire and Ginger and the music and the style and the drama and the movies. So
Oh my
definitely
God,
the
a
50s.
Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers girl. Marry me now.
Done.
Awesome.
Mine
Yeah.
is, I think, the 2000s, because of, is it how you say that?
Yeah.
The 2000s, yeah.
Because of the films I grew up on, I think all the Dharma films and all the Bollywood, it's impacted the way I am and the actor I am today. So definitely for me, the films.
Saw student of the year 1,
Yeah,
decided to be a student of the year 2.
yeah,
Basically.
for sure, yeah.
Basically.
Listen, you guys are lovely. Thank you for hanging with me.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Thank you
Cheers.
so
Thank you.
much.